Hey everyone, it's Melissa. Today's video is just kind of a miscellaneous of a bunch of stuff. I had got the doctor the other day in Knoxville, and that's the only time I get to go into the Ulta Sephora stores if I go out of town. So I went into Ulta and Sephora after my appointment, and I picked up quite a few things, and quite a few of them did not work out. Thought I'd talk about those. And I went to Walmart and got some Milani stuff, including the Luminoso, some Luminoso items. So I thought I would talk about them. And so I'll go ahead and get started. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is this shirt, because I realize it's just a different color from the last shirt I wore. The last video, I think it was like an olive green, and I have this one, and I have like an orange color. But I wanted to tell where I got it. So the orange one I got first, and I got it before Christmas. One of my granddaughters and I went to, there's a little factory outlet here that, you know, has cheap clothing. So we went in there looking, I saw the orange one, and I got it for next to nothing. And I really liked it. And every time I wore it, I got compliments and stuff. So I went back after Christmas, and they didn't have any more. They'd all sold out. So I figured out the name of it, the exact name of it, and I did a search on the internet of the name of it. You know, cut out turtleneck or whatever it was called, in the brand name. And the only place that had it, do y'all remember this little, it was like this big, it was a little thing that you got in the mail, a little catalog you got in the mail from Finger Hut. And it just seems like they had like gadgets and stuff, but they had this top at the Finger Hut website. So it was a lot more than what I had paid for the original, but I really, really wanted them. So I got this one and the olive one. The orange one I already had. They also had a camel color, but I thought, no, 3's enough. So I didn't get any more. But I like a good turtleneck. But I like my turtleneck tight, or else it's going to irritate my thing. So I will a lot of times kind of, especially if I have my hair down, I will kind of, you know, tighten it in the back there with my hair down. So if you like a tight turtleneck, you know, you can kind of do that. But it's either, I don't like this half in, half out. It's either a tight turtleneck or nothing. But anyway, I just got a kick out of the Finger Hut. I can just remember seeing that magazine. It may not have been so much when I was a little girl, more like when my daughter was young, looking through it, like at Christmas time and stuff. But yeah, I was surprised to see those on the Finger Hut site. But anyway, that kind of took me back. But okay, so I'm going to talk about several things today. So I went to the doctor, and first I went to Knoxville, and I went to Westtown Mall where the Sephora is. So I went into the Sephora, and I was going to return that Makeup by Mario because I just didn't like it at all. So I had it, you know, ready to return it when, you know, I had it in my purse, ready to return it when I got all my merchandise I was going to buy. And there was a woman there standing beside me, and she said, I needed some of my Nars, you know, a refill of my Nars foundation. She said, is that foundation good? I said, oh yeah, I really like it. And she looked about, you know, my age. And I said, yeah, I really like it a whole lot. You know, maybe get a sample of it if you can and see what you think of it. She said, well, I was going to get that Makeup by Mario foundation because they're telling me here it's really good. I said, oh girl, no, don't get that foundation. She said, why? I opened up my purse and I said, I'm returning mine. So does that say a lot, you know, right there? That? And she said, oh, well, thank you. And I said, here, put some on your hand and see what you think about the Makeup by Mario as compared to the Nars. And I had the pictures of what it looked like when I wore it that I showed on my last video. And I said, let me show you what it looked like on me. And she saw all my pores and everything. She said, oh my gosh, I can't believe they were recommended. And I said, yeah, they are. Don't fall for it. So anyway, at Sephora, I looked for an item. It was by 3D Tower. That it was a pencil but they didn't have it. It was a pencil that you could use on your lips and your cheeks and your eyes. but they didn't have it. But they had some of the prettiest blushes. I did not get one, but I'm still thinking about it. I may get one of those blushes because they were really pretty, so I thought I would mention that. Okay, now the roller with the gauze on it. I have used this over and over and over again, and the good thing about it, when it gets like a lot of product on it, if you spray or anything like that, and I sometimes will tease the roots like at the crown and then want to use a Velcro roller. Well, the teasing really gets wrapped around, but it does not with the gauze around there. So, you know, when this gets dirty with product or whatever, you just take it off and put another one back on. For options for people with very fragile hair that wanted to use Velcros, they could include a gauze-like strip that is the color of the roller included in the package. That is the color of the roller and is a gauze material, but you know, tidier with the end sewn and stuff like that. For it could be versatile. You could wear it without the gauze if you have thicker hair that doesn't tangle, and if you have this fragile hair like I do, you could put the gauze around it. Or someplace like Sally's could just sell a package of the finished gauze, you know, with 3-inch, you know, they could have several displays, 2-inch rollers, 3-inch rollers, whatever, and sell packages for fragile hair. I think those would sell. But in the meantime, till they do that, use the gauze. A couple of people suggested like roller paper. I don't think that works as well because it's harder for the bristles to get through. You want the bristles to get through because that's the whole premise of Velcro rollers, is that it grabs. You just don't want it to grab so hard as it does without the gauze. But I'm loving this. It gives me lots of body, just the same amount of body as when I did not use the gauze. There has been no difference because I'm still grabbing. You can feel the bristles when you press on it. So it's got to be porous and have lots of holes in it to work. So that's why gauze. Okay, while I was in Sephora, I got 2 eyeliner pencils, both of them by KVD, Kat Von D, KVD. Now, I love, love, love the Victoria Beckham eyeliner pencil in Bordeaux. It's absolutely beautiful. I will tightline with it, waterline. I think it makes any color eyes just pop. I think all her eyeliners do. But, and it could be because of this, they are soft. So they don't last a long time. You have to sharpen them all the time. And so they wear out, you know, they get used up fairly quickly. So I saw KVD had one called Madder Red, M-A-D-D-E-R Red. It is a really, really pretty color, along the same lines as the Bordeaux, slightly lighter. So the thing about this, about the KVD, the color that you see on, you know, like trying it out on your arm or anything like that, when you put it, like say if you put it in your waterline or tight line with it, it's going to be a smudge lighter because it's a harder formula, and it will not go anywhere. That is the longest wearing liner that I have ever seen, is the KVD formula. But if you've tried the Bordeaux, it's a little bit intense for you, a little bit too soft. You like the tone of it, but it's just a little bit much. Maybe give the KVD Madder Red a try because it's very pretty Bordeaux type liner, but really, really brings out your eyes. But it's very subtle. It looks like it's going to be very bold, like when you just test it out, but if you put it on, like if you do a little bit in your waterline, it's a very subtle waterline look. So I am happy with this. I think, you know, I will use it a lot, and then if I want to intensify it, I can put just a tad of the Bordeaux underneath it, and that way the Bordeaux will last a little bit longer. I'm going to always use this as my base to get the Bordeaux to last better too, because I have yet to find any eyeliner that lasts. It is just, you can't get it to leave. You have to grease it off. I have yet to find a liner that lasts as well as KVD. So I went ahead and got their black. This is the Trooper Black. And I love this. This is my new black to use in my waterline and to especially use to tightline with. And the reason is, like I said, it is a harder formula. It is not real soft, and it's more, it doesn't go on as bold. So it's a soft black. When it goes on and you are set, it lasts in your waterline till you take your makeup off at night. I have been, since I got back and have been wearing it every day, I have been amazed. I don't think I've had an eyeliner that lasts in my waterline as well. On me. Now, it may not on you, but boy, this really lasts on me. I really like these pencils. I've been pleased with them. So I got the Matter Red and the Trooper Black. So I'm pleased with those. Those were good purchases from Sephora. Trading back in my Makeup by Mario foundation. I think that was it at Sephora. Then I moseyed on over to Ulta and I got my Nioxin stuff. I'm back on my Nioxin again. I went off of it before. Let me cover up this Trooper. There we go. Okay, so I got, you know, I'm back on that again. So I got some filled in with that. But another reason I wanted to go to Ulta is I wanted to pick up some more of my Wet n Wild stick foundation that I like. I love my Lancome stick foundation. I use it a lot. But to fill in a wrinkle here and there, a stick foundation does a great job, and I really like the Wet n Wild in the color Vanilla Beige. And I've used it a whole lot, and I'm scraping it now. So I thought, well, I'll just run into Ulta to get some more. Got in there and looked around and realized, looked back on my, I said, well, they don't have it. And I looked back on my app again, and it said online only. So I have ordered 2 things of them, so I will have them throughout the summer. But this is a good little stick foundation for covering things up, for filling in lines and wrinkles, and I wanted some more of it. So that's why I went into Ulta. They didn't have that, but I got to looking around, and I like Juvia's Place. So I went into Juvia's Place, and I got the Rebel Army. And I love Juvia's Place eyeshadows. They're just gorgeous. And I got, this one is Army color, and it is very green. And I thought, well, you know, I love green, to wear green on my eyes. And so I bought it. But I did an eye look with it, and it was okay, but on me, it was a little much. It was just, I liked something a little more subtle. So what I did was, it was too much. I thought, no, I'm not going to keep this. I'm going to either pass it on or see if I can send it back. So what I did was, and it's well worn, it's getting well worn. So what I did was I took a contrasting color like this brown right here. No, I think I took this one, like this kind of a brownish color, kind of a rose brownish color, and I put over it, and that toned it down to a deep olive, and that was really pretty. So my point is, if you're going to get, if you're looking for an eyeshadow palette that is not expensive with a lot of cool colors, because it's mainly cool, few on the warmish side, but a very versatile, I'm sorry it's so dirty, a very versatile eyeshadow palette, you cannot beat the Stone Cold Fox by ColourPop. It's just, I just think it's a palette that people need. It is neutral, it is cooler colors, but it is beautiful, and it will tone down. I use this a lot when I do the tape on the outside of my eye, and I do what's called the foxy eye, and I will take like this lighter gray to go up, and then underneath it the darker gray and go up, and then mix the two together, and that gives a subtle, like a little wing or fox look. And it will take any eyeshadow and tone it down if something's a little loud, if it's a little too loud for your taste, or you just don't feel comfortable wearing it, you can always tone down something using this eyeshadow palette. I just think it's a good versatile one. And I've worn ColourPop eyeshadows that I didn't like, but I think this is one to invest in. I am glad I have it a whole lot. I think it'll be in my favorites for whenever I do another favorites. Okay, but the Juvia's Place, the Rebel Army is beautiful, but it just was not for me. So that was a fail for me, but it is pretty. So the next one, you know, when you're checking out, they always have those little minis out there. So they had the Mini Mac, and I got Velvet Teddy. I didn't like this color. I must be getting picky about lipstick colors. It is, on me, it is a Dusty Rose. Running out of room. A Dusty Rose, and it is not flattering on me whatsoever, I don't think. It's just not my best look. I've never looked good in like the Dusty Rose colors. That's just not for me. It looks so amazing on a lot of people, but it's never been a good color for me. So I should have known that, but I was just looking at the package and it looked like a nice nude. So anyway, that was a fail too. Okay, so then I went over to Walmart and I saw that there were some new Milani products, or I guess new to me. I don't know how new they are, but I like the Luminoso. I've always liked the Luminoso lip gloss. I got some more of it. I just think it's a beautiful lip gloss. And I love, love, love this Milani mascara. It is just the best. I love it. I could not be more pleased with it, especially for the price. So I thought, well, let me look around at that, and I got the Milani Luminoso palette, and I've got it on today. I like it. I really do like it. I just think it's really pretty. I feel like it's a little bit on the warmer side. It's got a really pretty kind of a rust color down there, and then that kind of a brownish, kind of a warm brown down here. It's got a gold. It's got a pretty pinkish orange up here. I like it, especially for the price. I was tickled with it. It just gives a nice glow without being too much. Now, it had a lot of fallout. Right through here, I had to go back and correct. You know, right through here and right through here, it had fallout. But a lot of things do on me because, you know, my eyes kind of sink back a little bit. So I do get some fallout, except for the Huda eyeshadow palettes. I never get any fallout with those. Those are terrific. But I did with this, but that was okay. You can always clean it back up or do your eye makeup first and then do your foundation last and your concealer last, you know, whatever your preference is. I just get in the habit of doing my foundation first and going back and correcting it. So I did like that. I thought that was good. And then I got that Luminoso lip gloss. And I got some lipstick. I got some of that, and my color is Pleasure. I think I'll put it on. It has not as much as the other. It has a little bit, I like a little bit more orange. It's a little dusty, slightly dusty rose, but not as much as that MAC is. I'm gonna definitely, you know, wear it, especially with the Luminoso over. Let me put it on. It's a nude. It's kind of your... Have y'all heard? I think my friend Kim told me that you're supposed to get your perfect shade of lipstick. You're supposed to match your lipstick to your nipple color. So I'm gonna do a thing on Instagram with just marks on here to show I've tried to match it to my nipple color. Okay, there it is. I usually, you know, I like it. I don't love it, but I do like it. But I like it much better with the Luminoso over. You know, it does look good with this eyeshadow palette, doesn't it? It looks like they're made to go together. Yeah, I think that's pretty, especially with this Luminoso. Uh-huh. Oh, I like this. It smells so good. You know what else I like about the KVD is you don't sharpen it. It rolls up. I love that. Yep, don't want to roll it up too far. But yeah, it's great. And very, very subtle burgundy or Bordeaux color. Yeah, it's so pretty. It gives a hint of the Bordeaux, whereas the Victoria Beckham really makes a Bordeaux statement. So that's the difference in the two. Okay, let me show you up close. Okay, that's it. That is it. You know what I was thinking I kind of want to do a video on? Anyway, I'm done. What I was kind of wanting to do a video on, I've got two ideas. I kind of want, well, three. I kind of want to do a favorite brushes. I don't believe I've ever done that I can think of. I probably have and I've forgotten. I want to do my favorite apps because there's so many apps that I love, and I love seeing what apps other people use and giving me some ideas. I love, you know, getting ideas about apps. I want to do that. And then my daughter said something that I was thinking about that I kind of want to do a video on that one too. She said, my girls and I, we look to you to see how to grow old. I thought, oh my goodness, that's very interesting. I'm going to make a video on that. So I'm doing some thoughts on that. So anyway, those are some things that I've got hanging in my mind, you know, coming up. So anyway, thank you for watching this one. I sure do appreciate it. It was fun to go over everything and see what I liked and what I didn't like. And by the way, I wanted to mention this in case this is something that had never occurred to you. I've mentioned it before, but I wanted to again. I've been cleaning out like eyeshadow palettes that are no longer something that I like, or they're not available anymore, or anything, and you just don't want to throw them away. I don't know, there's sometimes women's shelters will take used things, but sometimes they won't. What I do is I have one granddaughter that takes from one dance company, and I have another granddaughter that takes from another dance company. So what I do is, of course, I don't do it with like lip glosses or mascaras or anything like that, but my eyeshadow palettes and lipsticks, I spray them all off and clean them up nicely and everything. And I will take them out down there where the girls are dancing when they're all there, like getting ready for a recital or for a dance, you know, that's coming up, a production. And I will let them go through it, and they are so happy. And it has been so helpful to these girls because some of them are trying to get into governor's school through dance. Some of them are trying to get, you know, dance-oriented help and funding. Some of them work extra to pay for the dance lessons themselves and can't afford it. Makeup, and so I do that. And also my daughter is very involved in plays in the theater program, so I will do the same thing and let people go through the makeup. I do need to donate some stuff, but you can let people go through your makeup through theater departments and stuff like that, because that gets expensive. Some of these people, they're just volunteering. Some people are struggling poor actors, and they sure could use all the makeup help they could get. And so that can be helpful too. Of course, I always think the first thing to do is donate to people in need. But if you find that, like your women's shelter, if it's something that you have that the women's shelter won't accept, don't throw it away. Think about taking it to dance studios, to take it to theater departments, to theater groups, you know, in your town, because they need makeup. They sure could use it. They could do a lot of things with them, and a lot of them can't afford to do the love that they have of theater, of dance, but they do it anyway, and they need help sometimes. So that was just something I wanted to throw out there. But I've talked for 33 minutes, so I got to cut a lot of it out. Love you all. Take care. And thank you so much for watching all this blabbering I do. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Bye-bye.